For anybody in playback, welcome in. I wanted to hop on and do a live here today because today the documentary of Get Fit on Fast Food, or Can I Get Fit on Fast... the documentary Can I Get Fit on Fast Food was released today, and the book was released yesterday. I'm very excited about it. I wanted to hop on here. I've been seeing a lot of awesome engagement, and I just wanted to be here in case anybody had questions. I'm trying to pull up the chat over here. That way I can view things. And so this is ultimately a live, just going over if you have any questions about my experience with getting fit on fast food. And a lot of people are watching the documentary as we speak. And big shout out to Holden Hardman, who did a video with me to help promote it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Sean, Matty boy, Sean, Scottish ACL surgery boy, you know. Yes, I do. How you been? How you been? Yeah, screw it. I'll just look at the chat right here. So yeah, this is just a sort of an AMA for the Get Fit on Fast Food. Maybe the process of it or anything you questioned. I saw people commenting. One person said what I didn't like about it was, or like a small critique was that he ate the food all in one sitting, which is not correct. I had anywhere from 1 to 6 meals a day, and I varied that, and I actually said that in the very beginning of the documentary because I knew that would be a question, because there's a lot of theories that if you eat 1 meal a day, that's what causes you to lose weight. If you eat 6 meals a day, that's what causes you to lose weight, which makes no sense when you think about that, how both ends of the spectrum are somehow right. Not gonna lie, you had me worried with the Deadpool Wolverine reaction. You were reset to pre-MCU Matt, but saved it with your Batman reaction. Quick turnaround. Yeah, you know, I've matured. I've matured as a viewer, but I'm still me at the end of the day. So what does that really say, you know? I'm fired up with the amount of reaction that I've had from the book and the documentary. Something that I haven't announced at all is that here in a few days, I'm going to be releasing a 6-part series of the Get Fit on Fast Food, but it was a lot of unused footage, and it really does feel like a different take on the actual experience. Now, it's not like it's completely wildly different, like my results were different, but to me, it has like a different feel, and it's obviously much more episodic. So the 6-part series is coming very soon. We wanted to do that at sort of like bite-sized pieces for people because not everybody wants to sit down and watch an hour and 43-minute documentary. I understand that. So very grateful for anybody that's watching all the way through. Billy's Blockbuster is very excited to give it a watch. Heck yeah, I'm fired up for you to see it. And the accompanying book, I mentioned it a boatload. It was very intentional on our part to push the documentary in the book, and then in the book push the documentary. And not gonna lie to you, it was a lot. It was a lot to manage and do over the course of 2 years. I shot all this. This was all done in 2023, but in all of 2024 was the post-production work. And man, it was a big undertaking. So this is the first book I've ever written, and it was what a process. And I've had incredible people in my corner helping me with it. Have you got any advice on fasting? I've always done intermittent fasting. It was a great way of managing my calorie levels after ACL surgery, but 1 week fasting seems like a lot more complicated. So first and foremost, let's talk about the benefits of fasting, in that fasting for fat loss is not magical to a calorie deficit. Fasting is simply a way that some people can make sure that they eat in a calorie deficit. So let's say you sleep 8 hours a day, that leaves 16 hours, right, for the rest of the 24-hour period. So 16 hours you're you're at work, you're moving and whatnot, and for those 16 hours, you have opportunity to eat. So if you tighten that window from 16 hours down to, say, 5 hours, 4 hours, it's much tougher to overeat. Now, having said that, there are different protocols for fasting, like you only eat 1 hour out of the day, so it's a 23-hour fast in a 1 hour eating window. There's, which I believe that's called OMAD, right? I believe so. Anyway, there is the classic 16, 8. Am I, the math is right on that, right? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, that's right. Jesus. So are you talking about doing like a water fast, like just drinking water and maybe some electrolytes and not eating for an entire week? Is that what you're talking about? DOG, did the process of losing weight and getting fit again with fast food affect you mentally? Did you notice any mood changes? Without a doubt. Yeah, and I talked about it in the documentary, coming back down in weight. Without a doubt, I absolutely had a lot of mental changes. And something I didn't mention in the documentary because I couldn't know until later on, but even to this day, I noticed that it's I guess I can say now that I have been bigger, it's maybe a little easier to overeat, maybe. But I like the weight that I'm at right now is not the weight that I was when I started intentionally gaining weight. So like, and I like where I'm at. I like what I'm weighing. So it is, yeah, it's definitely different. And I went through some down times during eating that food, without a doubt. And during the 10-month period of gaining weight, I had some down times for sure. The whole process, the whole reason I did it was to understand what it's like to be fat, because I never have been. I've always been a fit dude, and I've been fortunate. And so I needed to know what that was like. Hey, Matt, just watched your documentary. Thank you. Absolutely loved it. Well, I'm super glad you took the time, because that's a lot of time to watch. I had to jump back into some work, and I saw you were live and couldn't resist stopping by to say, hey, keep up fantastic work. Anish? Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Sean, yeah, doing 16-8. I mean, balancing it with water levels and exercise and to a more extreme fasting level. So I'll tell you this. Personally, I've found a benefit in fasting mentally because I'm not constantly thinking about food. Like, 16 hours a day, if you're like, what am I going to eat? What am I going to eat for breakfast? What am I going to eat for lunch? What am I going to eat for dinner? What about snacks? I'm going to a social event. At work. I'm stressed. I'm tired. I'm bored. Like, there's a lot of opportunities. So for me, it makes me more laser focused. I usually fast certain seasons, and it just depends on the season. But most of the time when I'm dieting down for a photo shoot, which I do every year to keep myself accountable, I will use it. I have never done a week-long fast. I think that, for me personally, I think there's more risks than there are benefits, and depleting myself that much is not worth it for me. Now, if it works for you, then that's awesome. I would highly suggest you get enough water and electrolytes in, because that obviously can be very dangerous. Ace Edits, have not seen the doc yet. Looking forward to watching it. Quick question: did you feel more crap when gaining weight or when losing with the food you ate? Good question, Ace. So I felt like crap at my heaviest, and the worst that I felt was in the documentary, because at least when I was gaining the weight for the 10 months, I was eating whole foods. I was just eating a lot more whole foods, and I was eating like Little Debbie cakes and stuff like that. But at my heaviest, then eating nothing but fast food, the first 30 days was miserable. But, over the course of the 10 months of gaining that weight, I felt really bad as well. But, man, at the start, those first 30 days were miserable. Hold on, I dropped something. Hold. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Foxy Girl. Whoa, I can't believe I made the live. Haven't been on one in a while. Hello, Matt and chat. Hope your weekend has been good. Foxy Girl, it's been a very busy weekend, and I'm glad you slid by. Yes, I appreciate you. Sweaty Yeti, that's a dope name. Hey Matt, watching your new video now and am absolutely invested with it. That's awesome. Can't wait to watch the rest. Keep doing what you're doing. Sweaty Yeti, you got it. I appreciate you taking the time, because that's a long documentary. Billy Blockbusters, has it changed your perspective of your body? as did it give you any type of dysmorphia. Oh, Billy, yeah, Billy. So I've always had a little bit of body dysmorphia. I mean, I think anybody that gets into bodybuilding or anybody that looks in the mirror has some level of it. You know, maybe some people have it more extreme than others, but seeing myself in the mirror be fat, not seeing my abs, and, you know, like when you are heavier, it's more difficult to see, like, oh yeah, there's the muscle there. So without question, I covered my stomach up more, and, you know, I felt it. Absolutely. I felt lower. I felt less confidence. I was treated differently in public. Not like people were throwing cans at me and stuff and being like, hey, you fat ass, get out of here. It's not like it was that. But the people that I knew just treated me a little differently. And it was interesting to see. And, you know, I have seen that. I've seen that happen to people. So it was very interesting. Yeah, you know, I mean, I was not as sexy of a person. You know, I mean, it is what it is, and, you know, yeah, it's what it is. So it didn't feel good to look at in the mirror, especially this being my life. There were times where I questioned it, and I was like, wait a minute, am I setting a bad example here? But at the end of the day, I did this for the people that feel imprisoned in their body and that have always been told you have to eat lettuce to get in shape. Now, I will always support eating whole foods over fast food. You know, like, yeah, it's better, but it's not 100% required. You know, it is about the calorie deficit. And I'm sick of the conversation of people being like, yeah, but it's healthy and it's processed and it's this and it's that. Yeah, not everybody cares. Some people just want to not be fat. And the way you do that is eating less calories. So when you confuse people about like, well, it's not organic and range free and there's pesticides and seed oils, like, just you eat less calories, you lose fat. And in the documentary, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, but in the documentary, I prove a lot of points. Kings of the Hill, I watched it entirely, really, really good. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, because I did my best to bring as much science to it, and I did not want to speak out of turn. I did not want to speak to what I did not know. So I brought professionals into this, and yeah. So, what's up, Matt? Gandalf, what is your favorite dried, dehydrated fruit? I got a funny story and a legit story. Dehydrated apricots, friggin' love them. Now, if you don't like apricots, I realize that sucks. Funny story for you. I do a lot of meal prepping, and when I was powerlifting a couple years ago, anyway, I needed some compact calories, and dehydrated fruit is a great way to do that. I got dehydrated plums. Didn't realize that that's prunes. I ate like a quarter of a bag in one sitting because I was like, these are really good. My toilet paid. It was so bad. It was so bad. Gandalf, what's your favorite? Sean, yeah, if I have breakfast, I'm dying for lunch. The longer I don't eat in the day, the better I manage. I think it's because I've always eaten after sports rather than before. And that makes sense, Sean. Like, you know, there's something, like, you might know this, but leptin and ghrelin, it's a hunger and satiety hormone. So, like, for instance, when I was leaner and then when I got heavier, that's why your appetite is like, oh my God, I'm so much hungrier. Oh, I'm not as hungry. Like, okay, I'm hungry now. Now I'm not hungry. So, like, because now that I'm leaner, like, I've always done okay with not, like, I can go a good amount of time without eating. And that's because those hormones are just, you know, they're where they should be ultimately. All right, let's see here. My bad, I'm a little slow on the chat here. Hurrying up. All right, here we go. Mezzy. Not specific to fast food, but any advice on struggling with maintaining motivation when working on weight loss? Yes, Messy, without a doubt. So, it sounds corny, but it's very true. You have to be very clear as to why you're doing something. And someone asked me, like, how did you get fat? How did you take 10 months to get fat and then only eat fast food for 60 days to try to lose weight? Like, that seems like a very difficult thing. And it was not easy. It was not easy for many, many reasons. But the reason I was able to do it was because I had a very strong conviction as to why I was doing it. So I highly suggest you figure out why you really want to do it, and then you find a sustainable approach to accomplishing what you want to accomplish. The whole no pain, no gain thing, that's good. You know, intensity is needed, but it has to be sustainable. So I highly suggest you take the path that is the least amount of resistance for you. If I told you to eat nothing but healthy food, all organic, range-free, blah blah blah, I don't know you, but I have a suspicion that that might not work because it doesn't work for a lot of people. So you eat the things you enjoy and you just work on a calorie deficit, and you realize perfection should never be what you strive for. You'll never be perfect. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. They can say it and they can try to shoot for it, but they will never be it. So I feel it is a goal that is fruitless to go after. One Man Reaction Faction. That's a dope channel name. Great doc. Very honest approach, which sometimes difficult to find these days. I appreciate that. That means a lot. That's 100% what I was after. If you notice in the documentary, every single day is listed. Every single calorie is listed. And I felt the need to prove it, show it. And in the book, I go into so much more detail. Like in the bonuses from the book, I actually give you a printout of so many details of every single day of what the food I ate, the average cost, the amount per serving. Like we went into mega detail. Anyway, I kick fast food in favor of home cooked meals, but sweets are still an issue. Any advice? So, One Man Reaction Faction. I will tell you this, that I believe in flexible nutrition, and I speak to that in the documentary. And flexible nutrition is the concept where you eat 80% what you want, or 80% whole foods and 20% what you want. Include the things that you want, you know. You just hit the calories. For me, I have noticed that if it is out of sight, it is out of mind. And with my clients, a big thing that works for them is to stay focused 6 days of the week and then take that 1 day a week, and they have a meal that they truly want, that they've truly worked for. And when I say truly worked for, I'm not a huge fan of like, let's reward ourselves because we did a great job. Because, you know, you can start to blur the lines with an eating disorder there. So I guess what I'm saying is this. Eat foods that you know are going to make you feel good, but don't feel like you can't ever have that thing again. Because the moment you say you can't have it is the moment you put a higher value on it. So I highly encourage that maybe for you, out of sight, out of mind might help to get you in the rhythm, and then start practicing that flexible nutrition. Chase, what it is it Damon? Really excited to watch. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time because it's long as hell. Let me get, Random Andy's up in here. Let me get that chat. Let me get that super chat. Thank you, good sir. All right. Thank you so much, Matt, for the book and the vid. Heck yeah. Weight has been a struggle for a long time, and I'm trying to lose it. It's been a journey that has failed so much. I'm gonna use this for 2025 goal. Love you, bro. I love you back, and I respect what you're saying, but I don't feel that it's failure. I also don't believe in falling off the horse. I believe that it's so corny, but it's a learning journey. Seriously. Each experience that you go through and hit is a learning experience. Sean, actually, yeah, the learning experience for me was the dried plums. Turns out those are actually prunes. I'll never do that again. So Random Andy, for real, like, it's a learning experience. And for me, I just learned a whole hell of a lot about what it's like to be heavy. I didn't know that before. I've been doing fitness for a long time. There's still a bunch I don't know. And be kind to yourself, good sir. Be kind to yourself. Again, I was talking about taking the path of least resistance, making it as easy on yourself as you can. You have to be good to yourself. You have to be good to your head, because guilt is something that I've seen with a lot of clients and something I've experienced in the past. Beating yourself up for food, beating yourself up for your habits. You have to realize there's a reason behind those habits. You have to be good to yourself. And I often say, if you treat yourself how you would treat a loved one, how you speak to them, why don't we speak to ourselves the same way? We should. And out loud, I do that. I do that to myself very intentionally. To be honest, for this book, for this documentary, once everything was published, I said out loud, good job, Matt. Seriously, good job. And I think you should do the same thing when it comes to food, when it comes to fitness. Damn, I'm really excited to watch it. Again, thank you. Bump on a log. Looking forward to the documentary and the book, Matt. Well, thank you. As someone who used to be in excellent shape but enjoys yummy food too much these days, I'm very curious to see how you did it. Well, you're going to get to see every bit of it. It was fun. Foxy Girl, oh no, not the dried plums. Yeah, it wrecked me. Sean, people would rather focus on the macros and make it complex, exactly, to sometimes justify it being hard to find the path of fitness and body loss. It's as simple as calories in versus calories burned. It is. It truly is. And for the book, spoiler alert, for the book, I wanted this to be a quick read. I intentionally did not make this complicated. And I had to revise and revise and revise and revise this book because I love fitness. I love the nerd stuff. I love going into the details. But I know not everybody out there is like that. So it's a fairly quick read. 200 something pages, but there's a reason that it's that long. I wanted this to be a tool and not a look at what I know. I included studies and all that crap. Everything that's in there is backed by science, but I wanted this to be a tool for you. I made it intentionally not complicated. I did not go into a massive amount of detail of you got to get enough fiber and you got to get this and you got to get that. I truly hit you with what you need. Gandalf, I'm a sucker for dehydrated mango. I can do that. Mango's not my favorite, but I can do it. Micah McCombs, I remember that name. Did any of the fast food restaurants or particular meals surprise you with how good they tasted and not greasy they were? Without question, Micah. In the book, I actually go into my top 5 restaurants, and in the documentary, I mentioned the top 4 restaurants. And in the book, I actually give the very specific reasons as to why. And I was very surprised. I'll give you one of them, and that was Panda Express. They have this friggin' firecracker pineapple something. Wait, maybe it's not firecracker. It was like veggies, some chicken, and some pineapple. It tasted so good. And I think that was during the time during the documentary, I was working on eating a little bit lower sodium because I was having sodium headaches, but I loved it. It was so good. Todd Jackson, hey, Matt. Thank you for the comment on, wait a minute. Hey, slow down, Matt. Hey, Matt. Thank you for your comment on my rant regarding trainers that are out of touch with their clients and weight struggles. Todd, it's the truth. It really is the truth. And I'll be honest with you, social media drives me nuts. I sit in my little corner of the internet and I fume behind what I see. It annoys the hell out of me. I have had respectful arguments in direct messages with other trainers about the conversation of calories, and it drives me nuts because it confuses you. It confuses the person that's looking for the information. And as fitness professionals, we are supposed to be able to give you that information. We are supposed to be able to be a source that you can go to for that. Lane Norton, Jeff Nippard, Mike Izzertel, myself, these types of people, you should be able to go to them and get that information. If you want products and services, that's a different ballgame. But information, it's readily available. So we should be able to provide that. That's just my opinion, at least for myself. Sean, Matt, my ADHD has always been an underlying issue. I have no idea what that's like. Just kidding. I tend to, come on, Matt, slow it down, ADHD. Matt, my ADHD has always been an underlying issue that I tend to ignore. I'm getting so many shill advertisements on apps and things for working out. Do you know of anything worth the read or purchase? I mean, besides my book? So that's such a broad question. I'll tell you this, supplements. When it comes to supplements, when it comes to supplements and fat loss, no. There's no fat burners. There's nothing out there that makes a damn bit of difference if you're overeating calories. Okay, fat burners are a complete lie. It's all bull crap. They don't speed up your metabolism. I actually go into the details about metabolism in the book. I made a bonus specifically for explaining metabolism because I had a story with a coworker. Anyway, I can't suggest the book highly enough. Obviously, I stand to gain your purchase, but actually today it's only 99 cents for the ebook version, so go get it. But supplements are overrated when it comes to fat loss. for myself, I have found that creatine is very beneficial for weightlifting, and I've seen some other benefits for family members of mine. But for fat loss, no. I mean, for fat loss, a calorie deficit has not been beaten. It has not been beaten ever by any product. And I'll tell you what, if that product ever exists, I will let you know. Because, I mean, it'd be great if there was, but there's not. So I guess the question, Sean, are you talking about fat loss? What are you talking about? Sean, basically need to improve my financial awareness, procrastination, goal setting, addictive personality. Okay. I've managed to remove the effects of in my workday. Hey, babe.
Hello.
We are talking about getting fit on fast food and
Really?
such. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah. She hasn't heard about it for the past 2 years straight. No.
Not every day, all day, even in my sleep.
Caden, hey, Matt, just finished the documentary. Thank you so much for spending an hour and 43 minutes of your time. That means a lot. Was wondering how expensive the fast food for 60 days was. Great work on the content. Keep it up. All right, Caden. I mentioned that specifically in the book. So, babe, I don't want to be the guy that's like, go buy my book to find all the answers. So what should I do to be nice but not be a jerk and be like, go buy my stuff, even though it's 99 cents today? What should I do? What should I do? Should I give like a ballpark?
Yeah, 99 cents.
No. Okay, blame it on Jenna. Blame it on Jenna. I'll tell you this. Based Volkanovsky. Oh, come on, Matt. You can do this. Based Volkanovsky enjoiner. I think I butchered that.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you this. That. How do you put this? It was over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It was extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. And dog break. This is Mapes. Maple dog. Dylan, Matt, just finished up the doc. It was amazing. Dylan, thank you. I appreciate that. We worked really hard on it. Andy, damn. What a bygone gym moment, Matt. Thank you for that. Hey, I hope it helps, good sir. And another dog break. This is Olive. Seriously, Andy, I hope it helps. Seriously. Let me know how it goes. Mark McKeever's up in here. What's happening? Hope you had a great holiday. Rooting for you on this new endeavor. I appreciate that. Hope the new year brings you mad success. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very proud of it. I put my heart and soul into it. I think some of you guys know in the past I've talked about I feel bad about charging, but this one feels... Hey, and a last dog break. It's old Cato. Yeah, this one... I've put my health on the line for this. I've put my relationship on the line. I had to buy a friggin' refrigerator to do it past the 30-day mark. So I don't think I mentioned this in the documentary, but I hit the 25-day mark, and my editor, Longmady80, you might know him, he said, dude, you got to push this to 60 days. And immediately I was like, oh God, no, I don't want to. And immediately I was like, that's why I need to. This is what people experience. I need to feel this. So I went to Jenna, my wife, who's extremely supportive, and was like, I'm going to do this for 60 days. And she was like, no, this is extremely dangerous. This is not good for you. This is bad for us. We are like, it put a strain on our relationship. And I was like, I got to do this. I have to do this. And she was like, I love you. I want to protect you. The only way I'll allow you to do this is if you buy me a refrigerator. So I bought a refrigerator. This was such an experience. This was such an expensive process. Please go watch it. But yeah, it was, I appreciate you. Todd Jackson. Sean, as someone who also struggles with ADHD and its associated problems, it's tough to weed through what works and what doesn't, especially because everyone has a different wiring, for lack of better. Todd, I agree with you. And Sean, what you were speaking to, I have ADHD, and I have learned that it's very difficult for me. It's not difficult for me to have a routine. It's difficult for me when I get out of that routine. And I think a little bit of that is like perfectionism, and I beat the hell out of myself when I get out of the routine. But for you, I think establishing some sort of routine would be fantastic for numerous reasons, and then understanding that you're not going to be perfect at it. and then also not tapping out when you're not perfect at it. When it comes to fitness, there is never going to be a perfect time in your life to start. It's not going to exist. And if you tap out when things get hard, there's never going to be any consistency and there's never going to be any progress. I don't say that as an insult. I don't say that to burn you down, but it's just the truth that perfection should never be the goal. And we live in a society that I think pushes it, and it makes no sense to shoot for. We're humans. We're never going to be perfect. The relationship aspects for me was some of the most fascinating parts of the doc, Dylan. Yeah, and that makes sense. You know, I've been fortunate that I've never really had that, but having some pieces in there where I was starting to get happy when I was seeing that menu and I was like, Taco Bell, baby, woo! I had some times where the menus were just so colorful and inviting and it was gamified. So yeah, like I realized, and something I didn't go into detail either in the book or the documentary was, I know people that have they have all the apps and they get the discounts because they go in there so often, and that feeds you coming back in and most likely overeating. And that's by design, baby. There is money behind it. And I'm not saying they're out to get you or anything. They're a business. You know, they're a business. If you want 48 hamburgers, I'm going to give them to you. I think that was Bill Burr that said that. One Man Reaction Faction, such a dope name. Great advice on sweets. I'll try it. I'm autistic and suffer from other mental illness, so it's difficult to weed through the info out there and not be extremely exhausted at the end of the day. So I would tell you that, especially if you're autistic and have some mental illness, particulars are tough. And I understand that having ADHD, not saying that those are tied together or the same, but I have difficulty at times staying focused. So for me, out of sight, out of mind it's helped so much. And that's how I did it in the very beginning when I started in fitness, but I did it way too hardcore and then learned to soften up with it, and I was able to balance it. Dylan, it's wild that fast food is such a popular option. It costs more, usually is a lesser quality, yep, and you have to leave the house to get it. I am telling you, the amount of money that I put into fast food and gas and time and effort and energy, I hated going to get the food. That was the worst part of it. That was the absolute worst part, was constantly going to get the food. I hated it. It was meal prepping. I know people look at it and they're like, oh my God, that's so much work. I promise you, it's the laziest way to eat in your life. And my wife said that, who's in the chat. She actually quoted, that was her quote. Meal prepping is the laziest way to eat. And it's cheaper. And it's puts you in a calorie deficit most of the time. And I've got meal prep. I have a whole meal prep playlist here on this channel if you want to check it out. I'm someone who is I'm someone who has struggled putting on weight or muscle for a long time, even if I eat large amounts of high calorie foods. Is there a way for people who have a hard time with stuff like this? Yes, absolutely, DOG. So for myself, I get it. Me intentionally gaining weight for the 10 months, I had to eat more frequently. And we were talking about fasting earlier. Fasting is the act of tightening the window of eating. You sleep 8 hours a day, hopefully, and you're awake 16 hours. 16 hours is a lot of time to eat. If you tighten that window for fasting for 4 hours, good luck trying to overeat. So it's the exact opposite to gain weight. What I had to do was eat constantly. I was trying to gain weight. I wasn't really after gaining muscle, so I was eating Little Debbie's. I was eating a bunch of Whole Foods and all that, but I was eating Little Debbie's. I was eating much more frequently, higher quantities, and then also I drank my calories. Drinking your calories is going to put weight on you, and baby, that's how I did it. That's how I got to 208.6, 211. That's how I finally got that last push to 211. I started drinking my calories, and I went up. It took me 10 months to get there. Hola, Jenna. Sup, Jenna? Everybody's all loving for Jenna. Don Dada. Yes. Did I say that right? I feel like I butchered that, Don. I know we've talked over on IG. The book is out, good sir. GetFitOnFastFood.com. GetFitOnFastFood.com. Today is the last day that it's out for 99 cents. If you want to help me the most, getting the ebook would help me the most. There's something with Amazon and the algorithm and the blah, blah, blah. But I'm grateful for any copy that you get. The hardcover is coming very soon. The paperback is out and the ebook is out. Mark McKeever, Jenna coming in, hardcore comedy bit. She roasted me the entire time. She burned me down the entire time. Caden, Jenna has sold me. I will be checking out the book. Caden, I appreciate you. Dylan, yes, Don. At 99 cents digital version. Look at Dylan over here repping for me. Yes, indeed. Dwayne Thompson, what's happening? Congratulations, great body of work. My question is, how are you going to strike the balance of giving empathy with future clients and them not giving the work that you now have been put in that position? Them not doing the work now that you have been in that position. Do you mean, Dwayne, do you mean almost being like, look, I've done it, so how about you? I can do it, so you can do it. Is that what he means?
Yeah.
So, good question. And
So no empathy.
yeah, basically zero empathy. No, so as a trainer, I always lead with empathy first. I have never yelled at a client because yelling has never truly motivated somebody to do something. And science says, although I can't name a study right now, science has shown us that, you know what, I'm not going to say science says because I can't provide a study to you, but in my experience, no one is truly motivated when they're yelled at. Okay, they only make decisions just to get out of being yelled at. So I've never yelled at a client. I have never come down on a client. Now, what I will tell a client is like, hey, these are the marks we need to hit for the week. Okay, so your goal is to do these things, and when we meet next week, did you do those things? Awesome, you hit the marks. That's fantastic. If you did not do those things, you didn't hit the marks. Okay, so I think there's a big difference in being like, hey, look what I did, and you're a piece of crap if you can't do it. So it's always leading with empathy. Always, always, always. Dylan, did it strain on your relationship? Come on, Matt, slow it down. Did the strain on your relationship come from her knowing it wasn't healthy or the side effects that you got? Both. I think it was both, Dylan. Jenna, you wanna chime in on that one and also maybe bring me some water, please? I love you.
No, thank you.
Did the strain on the relationship come from her knowing it wasn't healthy or was it the side effects that got you? What is your answer? Andy, you over here throwing another super chat. Thank you, good sir. Jenna's a real one. Props to her. She is.
Thank you.
So Dylan said, did the strain on the relationship come from her knowing it wasn't healthy, or was it the side effects that got you?
Definitely the side effects. Coming from somebody who has never been overweight,
Oh, me. Okay.
he complained about things that probably most of the rest of us have experienced at one time or another in life.
Underwear
and
flipping
was-
down, having an innie.
Yeah,
I said it on the documentary.
I know. Well aware. Or like his feet hurting in the morning.
Yeah, that was
or
weird.
Snoring,
Didn't see
like
that
waking
coming.
up a bunch of times and being like, my throat hurts. I can't figure out why. And I'm like, I don't know why you're freaking snoring all night. Not getting good sleep, waking up feeling tired or your back hurts or whatever.
Having to buy fat pants.
Yeah.
They were.
Going to
They were.
about to go to like a gathering, and
None of my pants fit.
I had to tell him that what he was wearing was completely inappropriate to be wearing in public.
Because I had a big old fat.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. It was the shorts were so tight. It was like he was wearing spandex
They were so bad.
to a baby shower.
You can see
So-
it in the book. You can see it in the before and after photos. I wear the same shorts, same stance, same lighting, and my ass is popping out. Go ahead.
Yeah, and dimpling. And was it Holden's baby shower?
I think so.
That I made him stop at TJ Maxx and
Yeah,
get new pants
that's
on the way
right.
there because I
Yep.
couldn't allow him to be seen, even with our friends,
People that love me.
in his attire.
Mark McKeever. Yeah, appliances always mend the heart. Yeah,
That's right.
we needed
Hey.
a new fridge. You can see it in the documentary. You'll
Yeah,
notice
at one
where our
point,
fridge is. There's no fridge. And then there's a
Yeah.
brand new fridge.
Yeah, that was a whole saga in itself that you didn't really expound on.
No, I
in
didn't.
the documentary, but we had Matt's dad's old fridge in our garage.
Yeah.
And we got used to it because we use the extra freezer and fridge space, whatever, and Matt uses it when he's out in the garage working out. So it went out, and we decided to get a new fridge, or I conned Matt into getting a new fridge, or however you would like to say that. And so we decided on what we wanted, and we ordered it, and so we moved our fridge in our kitchen out to the garage because the fridge was supposed to be delivered the next day.
Yep.
And then we decided we wanted a different fridge. So then that was going to take like a week to be delivered. So then we, every time we needed anything refrigerated or frozen, we had to go outside to get it.
Yep.
For a week.
Sean, backstory, past month, my partner and I have 8 years separated. I'm sorry to hear it. Your dog died. Oh, God, I'm sorry to hear it. Ugh, didn't get my dream job after 18-month contract. Okay, it's been a hell of a month.
Yeah.
My focus is solely on the fitness routine now and dealing with ADHD flaws. Sean, that's shoot me an email if you're feeling squirrely. I'd love to talk to you about it. Not gonna sell you. I just love talking about it because I'm a nerd. But shoot me an email, mattlanefitness@gmail.com. Actually, wait a minute. I have a new professional email that I'm supposed to be giving people. It's in the book. I don't know. Hit me up for real. Tyler Gillette's over here. He was in the video.
I think
He said, "Where's the smooch?" He was asking about us.
I
know. I was trying to redirect it. So Tyler Gillette, American Ninja Warrior nerd, he's a good friend of mine, and I hit him up and I was like, "Dude, buy my book, please. Just buy my book." And he was like, "Yeah, I got you." And I was like, I'll do some things for you." And he was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, He's like, "Yeah, you want a smooch?" I was like, "Yes, that's exactly what I mean." So where's the smooch? Come on in town, good sir. Don Dada NYC. Am I saying that right, man? I feel like Don Dada New York City. So how about Don? He actually, I talked to him on IG. Mm-hmm. He's been following me since I was chilling with Bricks.
Wow.
I know.
That's a long time.
Crazy, right? You bought the book, man. I appreciate
Soldier.
you. I appreciate you. Soldier, right? You really have hung in for a long time, man. Don, for real, man, I appreciate that. I'm interested to see what you think about it. Sean, I'm in a great mindset. If I can nail a good routine, I will save that relationship and my self-value worth because fitness is big for me and big for her. I will tell you this, man. The moment you get selfish is the moment you ultimately can be selfless. And I know that seems very counterintuitive, but I told Jenna and I told myself that when we got married, we have to remain individuals to be able to be a couple. And I want Jenna to have her individualism. I want her to be healthy. I want her to have her friends. I want her to have her side interests. She's been buying plants like crazy because she's into plants. And she needs those things to make her an individual, and she needs to take care of herself. So for me to shoot her down on anything that dampens her own wellness, that's not love. And I'm not saying that's what your partner's doing, but you doing that for you is you doing that for your partner. So make it happen. Make it happen. Thank you for always letting me do that for myself, Jenna. Dylan. Absolutely. Dylan, when you microwave the Sonic wrapper, I died laughing. Dylan,
You're kind of dumb.
I was in a dumb stupor when I did that, and watching it in playback, I was like, nobody's gonna believe I did that on accident. Sean, already lost 1.5 stone this horror month. I bet you have. I don't know about you, man. When I get down, it's a little easier to drop weight and tougher to eat, I guess. So, all that to say, I'm sorry you've had a hell of a month, but I will say that I guess I'm grateful for you that this is a catalyst for you. Use it. It's a hell of a catalyst. I agree that, man, we went through it with our doggos, and that alone crushed us. We split up for 30 days, so we've been there. We get it. And, yeah. Don, I've been waiting for this book. It speaks to my heart. Well, good sir, it was written for the folks out there that are sick and tired of hearing that you have to eat lettuce to drop weight. And the whole intention, it's a fairly quick read, but it's meant to be like a guidebook and a tool for you that you can use and take with you. And I wanted this thing to be simple. I wanted it to be simple. I didn't dive crazy into details of the science and the blah, 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 blah. Because I know not everybody wants to feel that. Now, I included all the studies that makes it evidence-based. So it's there if you want it. I provided all the studies, clickable links. You can go check them out. But I wanted to make sure that it was simple and good for you and, that it ultimately served you. Yelling causes fear. Don, you're 100% right when we were talking about, sort of scaring people into motivation and, pushing them into it. And yeah, I agree. I'll never do it as a trainer. I'll never do it. Nope. Dylan, Matt has read almost every comment wrong. Oh, come on. Jenna's laughing in the background. Dylan. Fez, I was 300 pounds and got to 146. Fez, what the hell did you do? Congratulations. And how do you feel now? When was that? Good for you. DOG, thank you for the advice. The documentary is amazing. Thank you. I will be sure to share both it and the book. Y'all did an amazing job. Shout out to Longmady80, the editor. Absolutely incredible. He did an incredible job. He did an incredible job. It would not be what it is without him. Thank you to Holden for helping me through it. Thank you to Jeremy. Thank you to Prime. Thank you to Rich. Thank you to Beth. Thank you to, there's so many people to thank. Let's see here. Sean, Dylan, that's us ADHD boys. We stick together. Spencer, I used to be a stripper and in great shape. Now I'm tapering off alcohol, which is helping, but I can only have certain foods. I have anxiety and stress, bad relationship too. So Spencer, I totally have empathy for where you're at. And I'm of course not diagnosing or anything like that, but you know, I was speaking to somebody the other day that will remain nameless, and they were asking me, they're like, hey, how do I go about getting into therapy? And I'm huge on people going into therapy if they are open to it and if it's something that they need. Because I have been to therapy on and off my life, all throughout my life. And I actually have a playlist on this channel called Matt's Mental Fitness, where I go talk to my therapist. And right afterwards, I turn the camera on and pour out everything that we talked about, the ahas, the light bulbs, the things I struggled with. And anyway, I say all that to say, it's possible that therapy might be beneficial. And it's possible that I could shut my mouth and let you just figure it out. But you have my empathy. Tapering off of alcohol, so I'm assuming you struggled with it. And I have a lot of people that are close to me that I have seen legit addiction, and it's tough. It's really, really tough. So you have my empathy, and I will tell you, be kind to yourself. Be kind to your head. It's easy for me to say, but I feel that if we could treat ourselves the way we would treat our loved ones verbally, that we all could be in a little bit better place. Because upstairs, between these ears, it's really easy to beat ourselves up because nobody's there to stop us. So be good to you, and you got my love. Sean, Jenna being Team Holden and MCU during the Wolverine Deadpool reaction was funny. Would you expect anything different? Joyful Spirit, how you doing over there, Hebs? Hello, Matt and Jenna. Happy New Year. Happy New Year back at you. Dylan, that's so funny. Short spandex. Yeah, that's how it went down. Andy, how did it affect your sleep? Bad. Bad. Very bad. And I wanted to, so I have this watch and I have this app called Sleep Watch. I'm not affiliated with them, but it's a fantastic sleep tracking app. And I wanted to put the data from my sleep into the documentary, but it was getting to, am I back? Are we okay? You got me? Anybody good? Can you hear me? Oh, please, Lord. Can you see me? Okay, we're back. Thank God. All right, let me go back here. Let's see. Stream was bugging. Okay. Come on, Matt. You can do it. Speed it up, Matt. Come on, Matt. Holy crap, I'm behind. My bad. Yeah, so Andy, the snoring was horrible. My sleep was much worse. We are the Lockwoods. Hey! Speaking of the man himself, the person responsible for the edit. Seriously, he crushed it. He crushed it. Yeah, there was dimpling, and you know it very well. Dylan, wow, the individual to be a couple just hit home. It's very true, Dylan. It's very, very true. You have to remain individuals to be able to equal a couple. JM, I just got done watching the video. JM, what'd you think? What resources do you point to for helping me learn to meal prep? That way I can get off fast food habits. JM, yeah, I have a meal prep playlist on my channel I did a great job at those videos. I really did. I have very specific meal preps where it's like no cooking meal preps, crock pot meal preps, only using a microwave, how to do it for travel. So my meal prep playlist on this channel, I think there's 19 of them. It's high teens. Check it out and just follow that. I promise you, it really is the best way to cook, in my opinion. Joyful Spirit is the audiobook in the works. So here's the deal. I talked to my coach about this, and he said, and I agree with him, if I get enough requests for it, I will do an audiobook. I will. Dylan, he has a great meal prep series on his channel playlist. Yeah, absolutely. Also, we did live meal preps for a few years, and then we stopped them. But live meal preps where we were just hanging out and cooking our own food, very casual. But those are there. Those are there. Joe Chang, what's up, man? Just how you been? Just bought the book. Can't wait to read. Fast food is a weakness for me. No, it ain't. Turn it into a strength, good sir. Man, I hope you're well. I hope you're well. I miss you. I hope you're well. I've revised a lot of stuff for the group coaching, just so you know. Like, a lot of things have changed, man. A lot. It's even better now. It's even better. I've all sorts of things I'm doing. Anyway, I thought about you, so please let me know what you think about the book. I'm excited to hear what you have to think. Sean, it's not negative weight loss. I'm solely focused on me, the best version of me for the best version of her. Smart. There you go. We're focusing on ourselves, so we both win either way, together or not. Well, that's friggin' fantastic. That's awesome. JM, thanks, Dylan. Fez, 340, and my goal is 200. Props to you, dude. Yeah, seriously, that's impressive. Tyler, love the moment you started talking about the smooch. Jenna shook her head and walked out of the frame. Yeah, that's it. That was enough for her, because she saw the text, and she was like, what is wrong with you? I was like, look, I only offered that to a few of my guy friends and none of my female friends. Andy Dennison. Joyful, what did you say? It was weird. Joyful Spirit. Look, I have to get these people to buy the book. I'm willing to do anything. It's 99 cents. Spirit, yo. It's been a while. It has been a while. Melly Mel Shaves. Oh, Mel, what's happening, man? Just finished watching the video. It was fire. Editing was crazy. Man, Long 80, he crushed it. He crushed it. Ooh, JP. Fez, I lost 100 pounds. Huh? Yeah, Mel's up in here. I lost 100 pounds in 11 months through counting calories and working out. There it is. And that was my main goal. Everything after that was extra. Also part of the ADHD club. Yeah. See, and Fez, the beautiful thing, calories, and so eating, food, fat loss, nutrition, all that, fitness as a whole, it's not easy, but it is simple. And I say that with empathy, that you count the calories, and if you're under calories for the day and or the week, the weight is going to come off. It's science. The fat is going to come off. It's science. I don't care what any influencer out there says about the pesticides, about the seed oils, about the preservatives, about the cancer, about the thises and the that's. It's calories. It's calories, 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 calories. There are mountains of data to support it. This is not my opinion. This is not a fad diet. I put these studies in the book, all right? Tyler Gillette, it's not Jenna's first rodeo. Correct. Andy, hey, let's see. Sean, so I'm focusing on fixing my personal flaws, building my self-worth. Me and my partner had a coffee today. Okay, all right, awesome. She was shocked at how healthy I am physically, mentally, and it gave her hope and affirmation. That is friggin' kick-ass, Sean. Keep going, Sean. Keep going. The stream was bugging, but it's good now. Yep, we are back. Yep, we are back. Sean, the best me and best her are perfect for each other, and we've just drifted for a few months getting comfortable. She's built resentment she needs to work on. I lost my self-worth. I'm now rebuilding. So Jenna and I split for 30 days, and babe, how long had we been together and then split? We split up for 30 days. How long were we together at that time?
3 years.
We've been together for 3 years. There wasn't anything in particular that we saw, but we didn't want to be without each other, but we didn't want to be with each other. It was weird. We split up for 30 days and realized we hated being apart from one another, and that was not the correct answer. And then we realized it was communication. Not saying this is for you, but what I'm saying is that for us, communication was it. And part of that communication was ultimately we got to be able to work on ourselves and stay in good communication. You're not frozen anymore. Good. He's back. Bugging. I'm bugging again, Kings of Hill. That's probably a while back. I'm late in the chat. Joyful Spirit. Hey, it's going good. I have been at a stable 145, okay, but I'm starting to gain some weight. Baby 3 due in July. This should be my healthiest pregnancy. Well, that's friggin' incredible. That's awesome. Glass half full, looking at the wins, that is fantastic. That makes me really happy to hear. I'm trying to drop this down that way you can see the t-shirt that I'm wearing because they gotta mark it at all times. All right, screw it. Let's see here. JM, I couldn't hear your answer to my question because audio wasn't working on the live anymore, but I gathered you have videos on your channel. Hopefully I got that right. You got it, JM. So I have a meal prep playlist here that has, I think it's like 19 videos of me meal prepping in different ways, like only using a microwave, only using a crock pot, zero cooking, doing it when you're traveling, doing it for vacation, boatload of resources as far as videos go. I also have live meal preps that we did for like at least 2 years every Sunday, where we would meal prep our own food and just hang out and shoot the crap with everybody. So yeah, check out the videos on my channel. There's a meal prep playlist. Joyful. Yeah, I was a little surprised it's only been 10 years since the last one. Joyful, good for you. Good for you. Oh, Melly Mel dropped a super chat. Good, sir. I appreciate you. Jenna was a real MVP. Appreciate you for doing this. Favorite quote from Jenna. My favorite thing, sugar, carbs, and money. And I was nowhere on that list. Mel, man, I appreciate you. Let's see here. Curtis May. Get out of here. Went to high school with this dude. I already have trouble stopping myself from buying too many books, so I'm unsure I'll be grabbing yours. Well, I guess it doesn't help that it's 99 cents today either, right? Yep, it's out there. It's out there. Dylan, I can't believe you ate that many of the frozen White Castle burgers. They're so bad. I loved them. I thought they were great. So Longmady80 said the same thing. He was like, dude, you have got to stop the White Castle burgers. They were so good. I could go get them right now. I enjoyed them. Fez was saying to Random Andy, I believe in you. You can do this. And yes, weight loss is all math. It's true. That's pretty much it. Put in less calories than you burn and you'll lose weight. It's true. Not easy, but it is simple. Elka Storm Silva, thanks for everything you do. Thanks for everything you do. Give me less stress about my fitness journey, so I truly appreciate it. Now it's just time for me to be disciplined and stay motivated. Elka, yeah, and I highly encourage you. You be good to yourself. You take the time. You realize perfection should never be the goal, because it's not possible, and that's okay. We're human, and you have that strong conviction as to why you're doing it, and know that it's gonna be a bumpy road. Know that it's not gonna be perfect, and keep plugging along. Be good to your head. Don't beat yourself up when you fall off the wagon. I don't even believe in falling off the wagon, but that's the saying. Every setback is a opportunity for a comeback. That corny saying, but it's very true. Curtis May. I was diagnosed with ADHD as a child, same, and never thought to check again as an adult. Anybody have any experience on whether being medicated for that helps with mindless snacking and eating?
I'll be back.
Oh, what you doing?
I'm gonna go for a run.
Okay, cool. So Curtis May, it's funny you mentioned that because I've been considering going to neuropsychologist for ADHD. Basically, they can study it more. I won't pretend to know that I know, but I've been on ADHD meds for a long time, and I've come off my ADHD meds to figure out if that's what's helping me eat in a calorie deficit. And I can definitively say that for me, that's not the case. I notice that when I'm on my meds, I can stay in calorie maintenance, calorie deficit. When I'm on or off, it's the same. Now, that might just be me. So I think that routine, stress, all those things without a doubt plays a role into it. Now, for you, it's a good question. Anybody else have any feedback? Because one man isn't the summation of everyone. Dylan Parton, I believe it was 18 days of White Castle, something like 96 letters. Y'all want the truth? And the sliders was that it was just so difficult to be able to, because I work as a nurse, it was so difficult to be able to get food constantly and whatnot. So yeah, I had to resort. Dylan, me and my girlfriend of about 3 years also just split, and we just started talking again. Glad to know that I'm not alone in that. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. That's insane. We are the Lockwoods. Nobody should put themselves through that. Michaela Dark Angel Sparkle, dope name. My places are Taco Bell and Dairy Queen. I love chicken quesadillas and cookie dough blizzards. Oh my lord, the blizzards. Woo! They were good, but they wrecked me. JM, thanks a lot. I did get your answer this time. I will take a look at the playlist. Have a fantastic and happy New Year's. You do the same. You do the same. HD Lifestyle. Hey, Matt. I picked up the ebook. I love you for it. Ebook yesterday. Great content. I appreciate that. I'm trying to get back into working out. Do you recommend any home routines that might not need a ton of equipment? Thanks. HD Lifestyle. If you bought the ebook, you have access to bonuses. There's over 13 free bonuses that will be delivered to you. If you sign up for those bonuses, the answer to your question about the home gym and whatnot, yes. I wanted to give this to people because I knew that the question was going to come up about what about working out, because of course working out's good for you. So in the bonuses of the book, I provide you an option, and I even let you test it out. And anyway, so look at your emails. If you've signed up for the bonuses, it's free, and it's coming to you. You're going to have an option, so yes. Having said that, if you don't want to sign up for the bonuses, I get it. Not everybody wants to, because you have to give me your email. I get it. Not everybody wants to do that. If you look at my YouTube channel, I do have a completely body weight workout routine. It's free. It's on there. I think that what I've provided in the bonuses is I know it's much more of a program. It's much more delivered. I have like a calendar and all that stuff that goes with it. But if you want a completely just no burden option, don't have to put your email in for it. On my YouTube channel, workout playlist, you'll see it. JM, also, I got the book while watching the Shrek video this morning. Well, thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. That was good job, Holden. Thank you. I appreciate you, dude. I gagged out loud when you did your experiment for too much mustard. Yeah, joke's on you. Joke's on me. It came out a little quicker than I thought it was going to come out. I wasn't planning on putting that much, but when it started spraying, I was like, all right, let's just do it and see what happens. And I love mustard. I thought I was going to be able to get through it, but no dice. Michaela Dark Angel Sparkle. My problem is the junk food gives me no energy to burn it off, but I try to stay on my feet. Gotcha. Well, and here's the deal, Michaela. In the book, I actually go into the details about metabolism in the bonuses. I actually made this bonus for a coworker, and I mentioned this story in the book about how a coworker basically said my metabolism's slow or my metabolism's bad, and I talked to them about that, and then this bonus goes into the metabolism in a very simple, easy to understand way, and basically I'm saying this, that you cannot outwork overeating calories. And I lay it out as to why with the metabolism. And I demystify what metabolism is, because I think a lot of people throw the word around and they don't know what it is, So not that you were talking about that specifically, but ultimately energy, burning it off, working out, that's ultimately, what we're talking about with the metabolism. Joyful Spirit, is there going to be an audiobook? So Joyful, ultimately, if there's enough requests, I will do it. Yes. Joyful Spirit, is there enough demand? He said a possibility. Dylan, look at you. I appreciate you. I live off rice, vegetables, eggs, chicken, and protein powder. If you like it, if it's sustainable, do it. Michaela, and forgive the bygone gym variation, but no amount of sugar high ever bought a second of workout time. Oh! I like that one a lot. Very nice. Very nice. Ditto Joyful asked, great question. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I wanted to do an audiobook off the rip. but I wanted to see if there was enough demand for it. Point blank, it was going to delay the book even more. And I'd been working on this for 2 years, and I was like, I have to get this out. And if there's enough demand, I will put it out. Full transparency, guys, I've been running my business for 7 years. I've been doing YouTube for 7 years. And as I should, I've had to pay my dues. You know, I've put out 852 videos, and I'm still working, you know, to be able to have like a sustainable business with YouTube and all that. So I guess I'm ultimately saying I want to make sure I'm delivering stuff that you guys want and need, and it's going to serve a purpose, and it's going to give you value. Who's chicken? My only place is Chick-fil-A, and maybe once or twice a week. Chick-fil-A was fire. Fire, fire, fire. Joyful. Any signed physical copies? Without a doubt. I'm basically seeing how many people are asking for it, but I'm on the side making a list of people that want it, and I'll make it happen. You got it. We're definitely watching Shrek video when we get home. It was fun as usual. It was really fun with him. Dylan, I'm surprised you liked the Bridgestone Arena food as much as you did. Nashville Sports Stadium's foods aren't always known for being the best. It was good. The Hunt's Pizza was really good. They had this pudding thing that I showed, and it was surprisingly good. Their app on Hunt's Brothers app was garbage. And that's what I was blown away with, was how awesome all these fast food restaurants apps were. And Hunt's Brothers Pizza, y'all gotta get with it, man. Ibrahima, what's happening over there? I'll get one of those signs, JM. Okay, all right. Hold on, because again, I got a list going. So JM, do me a favor, because I don't remember. Do me a flavor, JM, and just shoot me an email at mattlanefitness@gmail.com, and then I'll do that, because Joyful Spirit, I know how I can get a hold of you. Spirit. Not gonna lie, guys, I will say this though, that for the signed copies there, you know, it will be a little pricey, but just because I have to get it in my hand, sign it, and then get it shipped out, taking it to the store and all that. So just so you know, it will be a little bit more expensive, but not trying to jab you. I'm just trying to make it efficient. All right. Who's chicken? If you like more vids like I just did, what? If you make more vids like you just did, you should easily hit 1 million subs. I tell you what, if I do more vids like I just did, and I don't understand YouTube. That is all. Let's see here. FF Productions, tips for losing weight for someone who isn't very consistent. So I guess the question is, what does inconsistent mean? Inconsistent means you stick to it for 2 weeks and stop. You are 80% consistent for the past 2 years. That's inconsistent is, you know, it's kind of vague. So ultimately, even if you're not on the mark as far as a calorie deficit every single day, there's also a weekly option. You know, did you hit your calories for the day? No. Did you hit them for the week? I actually go into detail about that in the book. But ultimately, yes, consistency is killer. If you are inconsistent, then I guess my question would be, why are you inconsistent, and how can you become more consistent? Because the whole idea behind Get Fit on Fast Food was to show you that it's possible, but there has to be some area of discipline somewhere. And again, I'm not saying you have to be perfect. I'm not saying you have to hit the mark every single time, but the discipline comes in consistency. Like, I don't care how hardcore you are. You just being hardcore 2 days a week, it means nothing. I would rather somebody show up 70% of the time, you know, and make things happen versus, you know, only being able to do it 100% 2 days out of the week. So, yeah, give me a little bit more details about consistency. Dark and Curtis, I've been following since the first Star Wars video. Well, you have been here a long time, and you've seen an arc, to say the least. Dylan, Hunt's brother is like gas station food. JM, cool. Yeah, for sure. Hit me up. Dark and Curtis, advice for mental and physical fitness. Like, you want to get fit, but you're mentally in a dark place. So, I believe, and I have seen, that fitness goes in 3 pillars: mental fitness, nutrition, training, and recovery. So, getting your mental fitness squared away first, your mental health, then your mental fitness squared away first, is absolutely the most important. Because if you put nutrition first, okay, great, you're in a calorie deficit, but it's not going to be sustainable. Or if you put fitness first, like the training and recovery, okay, great, you might work out and do some recovery pieces, get some better sleep, but you're not going to be consistent with it. Your head has to be screwed on correctly. So I say that to say, I would, of course, always encourage somebody to be healthier and you work on fitness and all that, but maybe it starts with therapy. Like, for me, at certain points in my life, it has. And, fitness has taken a back seat. My relationship with my wife has been primary. Full transparency with you guys, after I got fit, after I did this, my entire life has been my business and working on this book and this documentary. My personal fitness has taken a bit of a back seat. So I guess what I'm saying is prioritizing things, what means the most to you, and getting that squared away. So working on your head, how do you do that? You do the things that I think feel good to you. Now, when I say feel good to you, I mean, is there any therapeutic things you can be doing for yourself? Do you dabble in art at all? Do you play the guitar? Do you hang out with friends? Is hanging out with family? Is gaming with friends? Like, doing things that are good for you, that are therapeutic for you, is ultimately what can get you to fitness wellness. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Tristan over there, is this new video style long-term the new goal? So Tristan, I'm not sure. The thing about this documentary is you can tell it's very YouTube, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but I was working for retention on this. I was working to speak to the people out there, of course, but this was very, very, very YouTube. And I'm a little split on how I feel about the YouTube landscape. Like, how much do you play to the landscape of YouTube? How much do you play to the success of a video versus the delivery of a message or the delivery of value to the consumer? And at the end of the day, I'm always doing this for the person out there that wants fitness, wellness, change. So, long story short, I will not sacrifice the performance of videos over the value that I'm attempting to give to you. Caveat, if I can do both, that's awesome. If I can do both, that's awesome. This project was incredibly expensive, incredibly time-consuming. It took me 2 years to do it. So if I had to give a straightforward answer and say, am I going to do this long-term? If I did this long-term, it damn sure is not going to be every week. Andy Dennison, best pizza, Jets. Worst pizza, Papa John's. I like Papa John's. Well, I thought Pizza Hut was garbage, but then I tried it in the documentary, and I was like, this is better than I remember. Andy, PJ's the best. I won't take anything else for an answer. I stick to it for about 2 weeks perfectly, then I mess up once and just quit completely. So there you go, FF. You have to understand that perfection is impossible. It is impossible. Have you ever been 100% perfect at something, always and forever, never made an error in anything in your life? I will bank on no. And you have to understand you're not going to be perfect. I've worked out once this week, guys. Oh my God, I'm a fitness guy. I'm supposed to work out 6 days a week. It's not perfect. I should be working out more, but I've been working my balls off to get this project to you guys. And that's okay. I'm not perfect, and that's okay. You have to understand that perfection is impossible. Put it this way. Comparison is the thief of joy, but if you're going to compare yourself, compare, I almost said compare up. If you're going to compare yourself, compare it to someone that is in a worse case than you. But if you're going to do any comparison up, If you know that bodybuilders like Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all those dudes, they stepped on stage and won the biggest trophy in the world for bodybuilding. They look incredible. They have muscles. They're shredded, and they still can find problems with their physiques. Again, I'm not saying compare, but what I'm saying is if somebody, their entire life is their physique, and they think that they're not perfect when there's a lot of money on the line and they pay a lot of money in food and all that, if they don't think they're perfect, how the hell is somebody that works out 3 days a week, how are they ever going to attain this perfect physique? We have a flawed view of the human body, of perfection, of what we should look like, of beauty, the standards. So you got to understand, perfection's impossible. You're not going to be perfect. You have to adopt that. Say it out loud if you have to. Write it on pieces of paper and put it on your mirror. Put it on your dashboard of your car. Perfection's impossible. Perfection's impossible. So I tell you, start working out 1 day a week. Only 1 day a week. Start tracking calories 1 day a week. Do 1 day, and then move it to 2. Then move it to 3. If you do that, you're still better than you were 6 months ago, all right? Screw perfection. If I knew there weren't kids on here, I would say another word for screw, but screw perfection. You're going to have to, Dylan, you're going to have to, because I will die on that hill. Nebo, why are the diet attitudes towards food much worse in the US, EU? I'm a physiotherapist from Ireland, by the way, just not too clued in on the nutrition side of things. Understood, Nebo. So, our quality of food in the US is lower. It's much lower. And there are companies that stand to make a profit. It's capitalism. And I'm not saying capitalism is good or bad, but when you mix capitalism and, you ask for 32 Big Macs, they're going to give it to you. And we live in a society where food is so easily and readily available that it is very, very calorie dense. It is hyper processed and higher calories, and then hyper palatable. Very easy to get. It takes more time and effort to meal prep, people think. So that is why we have an abundance of food and we have an abundance of calories and a low amount of education when it comes to nutrition. And I don't say that about the public as bashing them. Our media is very good at confusing. And I'm not saying like they're out to get us or anything like that, but we see social media influencers saying that wild things, that like certain waters are bad for you, and eating vegetables is bad for you because of pesticides, and seed oils are bad for you, and they take away from the very basic understanding that if you eat less calories, you will lose fat, you will lose weight, and obesity is what causes so many comorbidities and heart attacks and diabetes and all this, and that's what's killing people. But everybody's focused on what about organic and range-free and all that, so it's a lack of education and an abundance of calories. So I could talk about that all day, Nebo. But you're a physiotherapist from Ireland, that's dope. From what I have heard, there is much more, I'm not bashing anybody, okay, but this is what I understand. The US government cares less about their regulations of food and whatnot. They basically put capitalism before it. And a lot of people are uneducated. And don't get me wrong, there's self-accountability here. Like, there is accountability that has to be taken on the individual. But if you are in a atmosphere that makes it so easy to get, it makes things tougher on those people. So I think that other countries value the health of their citizens higher than we do. I could be wrong. I'm not going to pretend to understand macroeconomics, but yeah, it's what I see. Or macro health. All All right, Micah, YouTube is so odd here. One thing I know, one of Holden's vids hit 1 million views, and that's because you decided to watch all the MCU. But yeah, I think you're doing great things in the future in your YouTube channel. Well, thank you, Micah. I appreciate it. And that's my goal. That's my goal. If I'm serving y'all, then I'm hitting the marks, to be honest. Is Detroit style really pizza, or is it rebaked lasagna? Wait a minute. Is Detroit... No, not. I'm thinking Chicago pizza. I don't know if I can answer to that. Curtis, the long term definitely felt more YouTube, right? Whereas the short form felt more TikTok, Instagram Reels. Yeah, exactly. And I have a boatload of those that are coming too. Tristan, I just heard about trying to get to 1 million, so I didn't know if this is a new style or if that's the goal here. So here, okay, Tristan, I understand what you're saying. Here's the deal. If someone said, hey, Matt, if you go this route and you make content that's so specific to YouTube and you'll get 1 million subscribers, but it will be at the detriment to your message, to your integrity, and you won't reach the people that you're after to give them the value that you're after, versus you'll never reach 1 million subscribers, but you're going to change a hell of a lot of lives. You're going to impact a lot of people. You're going to see that there is zero friggin' question. I'm choosing this. I'm choosing not 1 million subscribers. I don't care about being a YouTuber. I don't care about 1 million subscribers. I don't care about the vanity metrics. It's nice. It's cool. Sure, it shows that you've done something that people look at. Hello, Jenna. But I don't give a damn about it. I'm still live. I'm about to hop off here. I don't give a damn at the end of the day about being a YouTuber. I don't. Full transparency, I would love to just be able to work with people, make products and services that you consume, and make a living off that, and I'd be good. If I never had to do YouTube again, that's fine with me. That's fine. The only reason I've ever done this is to connect with people. That's it. I have zero pride in being like, I'm a YouTuber. That's fine. And for anybody that does it, more power to them. I hope they enjoy it and love it. But I just want to work with people. That's it. I've been here from the start, too, with the Star Wars vids, but some of my favorite vids of the years have been the superhero actor regiments, MCU quotes, and definitely your Impossible Whopper. Get the heck out of here vlog. Was that the start of all this? No, I can't say that was the start of this. I'm going to say it again. I go into detail much more about it in the book, but also in the documentary, I mentioned why I did this. It ultimately was because of one client, and I wanted to learn what it was like to feel imprisoned in your own body, because I know that's out there. I know people feel that, and I've never felt that. I felt like an imposter, always being this fit dude and being like, all right, man, broccoli and biceps, you got this. You know, how can I really know how overweight or obese people feel if I've never been there? And I felt I was given fitness. It is a gift that was given to me that's changed my life. And for me to be able to turn around and give it back to people, that's my responsibility. I truly feel that this is my responsibility. Call it corny, call it what you want, but I truly feel that while I'm here in this state as a human, my responsibility is to be able to convey the light bulbs that I've had in fitness, because I know that's how I can help people. Kurd D, where Jenna? Can she say hi? She just hopped in here. I think you probably dropped that before she got here, but I'm going to hop off here soon. Only about 20 minutes into your video, and one takeaway I noticed right away is that how expensive eating fast food really eye-opening. Oh, my Lord. Anybody that says eating healthy is more expensive?
Hi.
You taking the dog?
Yeah.
Ibrahima, seeing you with that much weight was kind of jarring. I'll bet. It didn't seem real. I know. Did anything happen to you mentally going from being fit to fat? Absolutely. I talk about it in the book and in the documentary. But yeah, without a doubt. I had people, so in 2023 when I shot all this and did this, I had people accusing me of wearing a fat suit. A good friend of mine, my powerlifting, when I had a powerlifting coach and a good friend of mine, Josh Kirsch, he texted me today and he was like, dude, I thought you had a fat suit on. So yeah, that, without a doubt. Mike Garcia, what's happening over there? It's been a long time. Hey, Matt, also been here since the first Star Wars reaction. Think you're great. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Just your friendly neighborhood douchebag insulting the things that you've loved since childhood. True. Even lean beef patty doesn't like her body 100% of the time. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and that girl's yoked. lean beef patty is the image of perfection. You know, and that's another thing. When you sit there and think about it, what is the perfect body? There is no objective answer. There is no objective answer. I guess if you want to say what's the perfect body, the anatomical chart with no skin on it, like the idea that there is a perfect body is subjective. It's just like art. Oh, this is a beautiful song. That's a shit song. That's subjective. So it's the same thing with perfection of a body. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Great documentary. Keep up the great work. FF, absolutely. Let's see here. Nebo, because here in the U.S., stuff in our food is illegal in other countries and full of cancer-causing materials. We wonder why we have so many fat people here all as well as people with cancer. Well, an interesting, Andy, is that some of the things that other countries bar from being there are not always just because it's a health risk. It's sometimes just a trade issue. But I'm not saying that profit has not been put over the health of the society. I totally believe that. Yes, I agree with you. Question. Mike Garcia. Question. I am currently... Come on, Matt. You can do this. You can read the only language you've ever known. I currently am financially struggling, but I own a medicine ball. Best workouts to do with that for fat loss. Currently a little overweight, 5'11", weigh 215. Mike, I will tell you, nothing against working out, but in the documentary I go into this just a little bit, and it's true that you cannot outwork. Like, no workout is going to make you skinny if you're overeating calories. So, while I'll say it's great to work out, it's of course fantastic, you don't have to work out to lose weight. You need to be in a calorie deficit to drop the weight. That's the first thing I'd tell you to focus on. If you truly want a body weight style workout, I have a whole workout that's here on my YouTube channel. It's like a free workout along with me playlist. There's a lot that can be done with a medicine ball. It'd be difficult to tell you exactly what to do right here because there's a lot of nuance, but I will tell you the calories, that's where it really starts. That is really where it starts. I proved that point in the documentary too, that for the last 30 days I stopped working out because everybody kept saying, oh, you'll lose weight if you're working out. You'll lose weight if you're working out. Even though I gained the weight while I was working out over the course of 10 months. I hope that helps. Mystery Entertainment, I gift you Matt. What do you think about the Make America Healthy Again campaign the next administration is wanting to do? I am extremely ignorant to politics. That's the first time I've ever heard of that. Joe, I'll get back to the group one day, Matt. I hope you're doing well. Take care and have a great new year. No obligation. I thought about you when I saw you. Tristan, thoughts on GLP-1s? GLP-1s are a fantastic tool for the people that need them. I think that they've been bastardized, and that's why they have a very negative image. But it can be a tool for people out there that need it. I think it's a great thing. It's a great thing. Now, just like anything, if it's abused, it's a terrible thing. If people are taking GLP-1 drugs, you know, the injectable drugs that are making people lose weight, if they are taking those drugs and not being monitored by a intelligent fitness, healthcare, wellness team, and they are not establishing behavior change, healthy habits, all that, then it's just a matter of time, because you can't take those for the rest of your life, that the weight's going to come back. Also, there's there's literature out there that I cannot produce for you that shows that there's a bunch of muscle wasting, bone density loss, I believe. So it can be a detrimental drug, that's for sure. I believe, and I'm uneducated, I'm only a nurse, I'm not a doctor, I can't prescribe things or anything like that, but they have to be accompanied with behavior change. They can be a good tool. You know, if you're looking at somebody that's morbidly obese, we're talking 700 pounds, something way crazy, those are the people it absolutely makes sense for. And I'm not saying that you have to be that heavy for it, but those people it especially makes sense for. That's a tool. That is absolutely a tool. But these drugs have been bastardized just like everything on the planet. And they have a bad rep right now for sure, but it's a tool. It can be used. Hey, Matt, love seeing you in Holden's videos again. Absolutely. The documentary, though, is amazing. Thank you so much, and you should feel super accomplished. I appreciate it. I do. I'm very proud of what we did with that. Can't wait for the future. I appreciate you. Mr. Treetop. Mr. Treetop. Revenge of the Nerd. Hi, Matt. Greetings from a longtime subscriber in Michigan. I remember you. I appreciate all your weekly videos, even though it sometimes seems like you're explaining the same point over and over again. Exactly. Calorie deficit is key. There's no shortcut. You're 100% right. I know. I've thought about that many times. I'm like, how many times or how many ways can I say it without it being boring? And, you know, the truth is that if someone walks away from my channel and never watches it again, but truly understands that a calorie deficit is what it is, totally believes it, sees the science, understands it, I love it. I love it. You know, like you learned that huge piece that a lot of people don't understand, that a lot of people confuse. I donated. Did you see it? Oh crap. No, I did not. Hold on. I did not see it pop up. Anybody see it? Oh, I feel like a jerk now. Mystery Entertainment. I feel like such a jerk. I'm so sorry. I did not see it. I hear Coke is getting an updated treatment and replacing the syrup, the sugar cane. Kind of excited about that. That's what it used to be, right? I gifted a membership to you? Get out of here. Well, you are the first person to join the Mental Fit Mafia in a long time. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you. We are the Lockwoods. From the data, fast food was 2.1 times more expensive per day compared to Matt's meal prepping for the same duration. This person right here is the person responsible for the editing of the video and all the fun facts that you saw. One of the bonuses that you get in the book, if you sign up for the bonuses, there's actually a document that we went so deep into, both Longmady 80 and I, or we are the Lockwoods, that we made basically how much money I spent, how many calories, how much sodium, how much macros, how much, just everything. Revenge of the Nerd, also from Michigan. For everyone here, there are apps that, that tell you count calories. If you're consistent and be honest, you lose weight. Exactly. So Kurt D made a great point. It's all math. There's an app called MyFitnessPal, and there's an app called Lose It. These are both free. MyFitnessPal and Lose It. They're both free. You don't need to do the paid version. You can if you want, but you don't have to. I actually have a tutorial here on my channel on how to use MyFitnessPal. So just go on my channel, MyFitnessPal, how to use MyFitnessPal. And it will tell you how many calories you're supposed to eat to lose weight, to maintain weight, to gain weight. It makes it very simple. You don't need to work out to lose weight. Exactly. Working out will just give you a better shape of your, if you're also in a deficit. Yeah. Look at working out as a way to, oh my gosh. Somebody just commented, we are the Lockwoods, why the gator at 28:57? Why the gator in the documentary? For that comment right there. Yeah, you do not have to work out to lose weight. I made that point. Stopped working out the last 30 days. You do not have to work out to lose weight. It's all about a calorie deficit. Yeah, Mystery gifted a sub. That's awesome. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Originally, Coke had cocaine in it. Well, yeah, but it had cocaine, and there it is. There it is. It's popping up now. Ibrahima, welcome to the Mental Fit Mafia. You just hit level 1. My gosh, I feel like such a jerk that I missed the other one. I am so sorry. Renee, get out of here, Renee. How you been over there? Hey, I got your book. Looking forward to the documentary. I hope you enjoy it. That's so cool to see your name. So cool to see you. Can I get the book in person or is it just audiobook? So there's going to be a hardcover here in a couple of days. Probably a couple of days. There's a paperback and there's an ebook. Ebook, today is the last day. It'll be 99 cents. And it would help greatly if you got the ebook. But I'm grateful for any copy you get. And something about Amazon's like algorithm or something like that. The more ebooks that you sell is better. I don't know. There may be an audiobook. There may be an audiobook. It just depends on how many requests I get. There's paperback, digital right now. Hard copies are coming. No audiobook. Thank you. We are the Lockwoods. Just bought your ebook. Thank you so much. Seriously, it means so much to me. Excited for the read and hope to watch the documentary after the live. Absolutely. And that actually reminds me, I'm going to hop off here soon. I told Jenna that I'm going to be hopping off here. My father is actually on the way too, so I probably need to hop off. How much is the paperback? As of right now, it is $13.99. I think it's $14.99. $13.99 or $14.99. Yeah. I did my best to match any competitors on Amazon, although there's only like one other book doing fast food for the weight loss. Mr. Treetop, thank you. While Chronicle might have been a miss for you, I implore you, Matt, to react to Count of Monte Cristo. I've honestly wanted to because I know Holden loves that movie. It's both mine and Holden's favorite movie of all time. I want to see it just knowing how much he loves it, and I've heard about it for so long. Cinematic film, love you back. I think this is a perfect time. Been on here for an hour and 35 minutes. I'm blown away with the response. Thank you all so much. It means so much to me for you to watch the documentary, buy the book. It means so much. Today's the last day. It's 99 cents. If you're feeling squirrely, go grab it. The ebook helps me a lot. There's something to do with some algorithm thing, so it helps me a lot. So yeah, I appreciate you. I love you. It means a lot. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Go check out the documentary. Go get the book if you're feeling squirrely. Today's the last day. I love you. Talk to you soon. Alligators are wild animals that live in Florida, and that's all I have to say. We Are the Lockwoods. He edited it, and there's gators throughout the entire thing. Go check it out. I love you. Bye-bye.